Okay, in the last part of this problem, which is a soccer ball is kicked from A to B, we've resolved it into its x and y components of velocity. We found the total time of flight by applying these concepts in the y direction. We then found the range by applying by taking the time of flight and using that in the x direction. The third question asks us to find the maximum height. First, James, where does the maximum height occur? Halfway in between here. So I have clear symmetry right down. If I take that red dashed line and fold this thing in half, the front side should line up with the back side. So if it takes time t to get all the way from A to B, half of that total time is what it takes to get there, which is where h max is going to occur. Now that I know how much time it takes to get to h max, what should I do? Which one, Haley? Okay, the first one would be delta y is equal to VOYT plus 1/2 AT squared. Beautiful. I can use the first equation where the initial y component of velocity is known. It's 8.73. The time would be 1/2 of 1.78, 0.89. And then A would be what? Negative 9.8. And that would tell me what my delta y was at time t over 2. Should my delta y be positive or negative? Positive, because it's above the point that it was kicked. Layla and Peter came up with an alternate method, as maybe some of you did as well, that doesn't invoke the concept of taking half the time. What's the other method of doing it, Peter and Layla?
Could you just plug in the x original, what we said?
The x original. Not x initial, no. You guys described something slightly different from that. What do we know, Peter, about the velocity at time t over 2?
It's 0.
Okay, the final y velocity at that time is 0. We know the initial y velocity. We know acceleration. What other equation could I use? The third one, which would be Vf squared is equal to Vo squared plus 2a delta y, where delta y is the only thing that I'm looking for, and Vf is 0, V initial is 8.73 meters per second, and a is negative 9.8. I could also use the third equation to crank out delta y and get an answer here. What I'd like you to do right now is, whether you did one way or the other way or none of the ways, I want you to do both. Go through both of those methods and prove to yourself that you can get the same answer.